last step to recovering from flexion-sensitive back pain is to do flexion-oriented motions immediately without any hesitation. And if you think about bending, you don't really think about your ankles bending or your knees bending, but because of your history of back pain, you're very focused on, is this gonna hurt my back or not? So this is normal in the beginning of having back pain, but we would really want to make sure that over time, we're not always thinking about our back when we're bending, because that is not normal. So, and that could actually perpetuate the cycle of pain in the long term, which we don't want. So we want to think about the back just as much as any other body region that we're moving when we do something like pick something up forward. So, for example, when we're bending forward, we should be able to very fluidly, without any thought, be able to come pick something up and come back up. If you feel like you're going slow and coming up, that wouldn't be fluid motion, and that would mean that you're still hesitant to move. If we come down quickly, but then we have to walk our hands up our legs, again, that wouldn't be smooth movement. So the goal is to practice this so that you have no hesitation whatsoever. And then you can work up to picking things up. So that could be something light, such as a box on the floor, so just picking it up. The whole idea of perfect mechanics is not supported in research. So people who have perfect mechanics get injured. Those who don't have perfect mechanics still get injured. And somebody with perfect mechanics might not get injured, and somebody who really doesn't have perfect mechanics can still get injured. So it's just, or might not get injured. So some of those previous myths are not validated with research studies in terms of increasing your risk of developing back pain again. So the current recommendation is just to bend naturally and come back up. Whatever natural feels to you, that's fine. You want to start with lighter loads and then maybe add more weight. So this is like a 10-pound weight. You can start with something a little lighter than this, and you're just going to reach over and stand up. As long as the movement is natural and fluid, that's what we're really getting after. And at this point, you can start going back to aerobic activity that is flexion oriented. So it's biking, rowing, anything like that. If one consideration is if you tend to be in more flexion during the day, you might want to choose aerobic activities for your general health and well-being that are opposite in direction. So if you're sitting a lot, maybe instead of sitting all day and then jumping on a Peloton to exercise after work, you want to sit and then try to take breaks during the day, of course standing up, but because the majority of the time you're sitting, you might want to do something that's like walking or running, because that's upright position instead of the back and flexion more in sitting. So you want to get back to anything and everything you were doing before, and without any hesitation. So you have to think, before I had my back pain, what was I doing? As long as you're doing all of those activities, then you'll have returned to your previous level of function. All these activities are very safe for your back. It's just, your back might be sensitive to certain motions. So the way to make your back less sensitive to some of those motions or activities is to do those in graded amounts more and more, so your body gets used to those specific activities. So hopefully this is helpful, and feel free to direct message us with any questions that you have.